Hello everyone, and today we are back for another top 5 video, and we're going to be talking about the top 5 Route 3 Loomians in all of Loomian Legacy. Now, disclaimer, any Loomian that is found in the Galvanite Cave will count for this list because it is in Route 3. So with that out of the way, let's head right onto this top 5. So, number 5 onto this list is going to be Avtross for like the 3rd time in a row. You know what? I'll talk about this Loomian again, because in the last video, I didn't talk about why Avtross was at the bottom. It's mainly because Avtross cannot hit 40% of the meta. Pretty much every ice type walls you, almost every fire type walls you besides a Kizune, and almost every melee tank walls you as well. Because Air Electric is just not the best typing, and yes, you do have Driving's Force, but it kind of counteracts with Avtross's Rev Up, because Rev Up makes you go faster. But Driving's Force has negative priority, so it will always go last. I think if Avtross got like a Brawler type move that doesn't have negative priority, I think Avtross would actually be even above average Loomian. But the problem is that Driving's Force is negative priority, and if you use your 2 main moves, you recoil yourself, meaning that you have to perch at one point, otherwise you'll just get KO'd. So it's really hard to actually set up the Brawn Boost sweep with Avtross without recoiling yourself. And that's why Avtross is at the bottom of the list. It can be very dangerous at the very end of the game, but that's kind of it. And that's why Avtross is at the bottom of this list. Number 4 onto this list is going to be Ragoon. Now, Ragoon is not a great Loomian at all. In fact, in some areas it's worse than Avtross, but it does have one thing: Ability Thief. Steal the ability of your target when you use a move that makes contact with them. This ability is awesome. You get the Quick Pounce with Eclipse and steal Total Eclipse. You could steal Ace from a Wrestling. You could steal Specialization from a Cosmere or a Metatoad. You could steal the opposing Loomian's ability, which is massive. That's huge for Ragoon. And while it is very hard to utilize and not consistent, it's still a really good ability to use on a Loomian. Yes, Ragoon doesn't really have anything else. Like, it does have priority and it does have slapdown, but there are better slapdown Loomians, and there is a dark type with priority which does better than Ragoon, that being Umbrat. With that out of the way, it having the secret ability, Ability Thief, puts Ragoon number 4 on this list, and it actually gives it a niche that no other Loomian has in the game. That's why Ragoon is number 4 and above Avtross on that list, just because of that niche of having Ability Thief and taking abilities away from the opposing Loomian. That's why Ragoon is number 4 on this list. Number 3 onto this list is going to be Iguana. Yeah, I don't like Iguana. It's too ugly. It's hideous. I can't stare at this thing any longer. Let's have a replacement Loomian instead of Iguana. Ooh, that's better. Geklo. Geklo is number 3 on the list. Definitely not Iguana. Geklo is awesome. It's a relatively fast Loomian that has relatively good bulk, and it does have Zip Zap and Flash and Flee Pivot. It also has Rejuvenate, Mudslide, and you can even run a Magnify Jolt set, which can be extremely dangerous. Not to mention, Geklo also has Mudslide, meaning that you can actually get rid of Barbs now, which is awesome for Geklo. And the thing is, it's my favorite Loomian in the entire game. Of course it's going to rank inside my top 3. Yes, this is also counting Iguana on this list, and even though Iguana is not that good and Geklo is obviously better, despite the worst stats and everything, it still deserves to be in the top 3 on this list because of the high range tip, the good range bulk, the high damaging attacks, and also the pivot options. And with Mudslide, definitely helps Geklo a lot. Geklo is number 3 on the list, and Iguana is hideous. Please change its model before I have to stare at that thing again. And yeah, it's in the top 3 of this list. Number 2 onto this list is going to be Oxy Drake. Yes, Oxy Drake is not number 1 on this list, but this is miles better than the other 3 Loomians because it has really good offensive pressure. Also has driving force, hits really hard, has good bulk on both sides, and a decent speed stat. Yes, the speed stat isn't the strongest, but it's good enough to be utilized as an offensive threat and a defensive threat. 63 speed for a tank is really good, and even as an offensive threat can be relatively dangerous. Especially when you consider the fact that it can usually take a super effective hit on both sides. Like, I've seen it live gamma pulses from Eclipses before. It's that bulky, and that's not even on its strongest defense. That's the thing that makes Oxy Drake so good. It has driving force, has outburst to make it hit hard, steel crusher to actually hit other light types, and it has rejuvenate. This thing is really good. And its abilities aren't the best. Combative is a very good ability. Oxidize is an ability that's good on Copper Rod, but not too much on Oxy Drake. And its other ability, I don't even remember it. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the abilities on Oxy Drake are the thing that really holds it back. It's still a really good Loomian, though, and it has one of the best defensive typings in all of Loomian Legacy as well. So Oxy Drake definitely belongs at number 2 on this list. The best Route 3 Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy is Borok. Yes, the Loomian that has never fallen. Borok has been good at every stage of the game. From the first time this thing was added to now, Borok has been one of the best offensive Loomians in the game throughout that whole time. It even got it remodeled, and it's still really good at what it does. It's a heavy wall breaker that hits extremely hard. That's what Borok is. And Borok is just so good at what it does. It has very good coverage as well. It's a pure Earth type that has Dart coverage and Brawler coverage, which is awesome. And yes, there's also the secret ability Borok, where you can run the Resilience one and set up bulk ups. That one is pretty dangerous as well. It's definitely not the best Resilience user in all of Loomian Legacy, but it's definitely a pretty good one, at least compared to Tundralin and Obsidian. Borok is definitely the best Loomian coming out of Route 3, especially the Boast Borok. The Boast Borok might be one of the most devastating wall breakers in all of Loomian Legacy. It's that good. Even with the additions of Barbadger and Helvantic, Borok still stands pretty high on the list of high damaging wall breakers. And that's why Borok is on the number 1 spot of the top 5 Route 3 Loomians list. It just does good at everything. And it's been good throughout the entire game's life cycle. And here it is. The best Route 3 Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. If y'all don't agree with my list and think that other Loomians should be in the top 3, please tell me in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next list will be on the top 5 Route 4 Loomians, so get ready for that list coming out soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!